911, what is your emergency?
Help! Our trainer Jessica! She is being attacked by an orca!
Jessica Radcliffe stepped onto the platform, unaware her final moments had begun. Beside her, Malow, the 12,000-pound orca she trusted, rose from the water. Then came the splash, the scream, the red tide. Dragged beneath the surface, Jessica entered a nightmare she would never escape. Witnesses remember the chaos vividly. A geyser of water shot into the air, spraying spectators and signaling the start of something horrifying. Parents clutched their children, phones were raised, fingers trembling as disbelief froze the crowd. Some thought it was a trick gone wrong, some hoped it was staged. Something was terribly wrong. Shadows twisted beneath the surface. The pool boiled with turbulence, white froth masking what was happening below. Trainers on the sidelines shouted, their voices drowned out by the roar of water and the shrieks of onlookers. Every second dragged, tension building, the audience trapped between denial and dread. Then Malow breached again. The truth surfaced with him. In his jaws was Jessica Radcliffe. Her body looked small against the orca's massive frame. The water, once pristine, now swirled with crimson. Her wetsuit hung in tatters, her limbs slack, thrashing only when Malow jerked her like a rag doll. Crowds screamed. Some tried to intervene from the platform, but Malow's sheer force pushed them back. For over a minute, Jessica fought against a predator who seemed to know exactly how to hold her beneath the waves. If you think you understand where this story ends, you don't. Not yet. Make sure to like and subscribe, because the full truth of what happened that day lies deeper than the pool Malow called his prison. Jessica wasn't reckless. She wasn't seeking thrills. She was meticulous, a perfectionist, a marine biologist whose life revolved around routine and understanding. From childhood, the ocean shaped her, the tides, the currents, and the silent communication of marine life. Her father taught her how to read the waters, how to spot signs of life beneath the surface, and how to respect the power of nature. She had grown up believing she could understand and perhaps even tame the wild. Her first encounter with an orca changed everything. At 12, she watched one breach into the sky, its black and white body glistening in sunlight. The roar of the crowd, the majesty of the creature. It called to her. She didn't just want to watch. She wanted to be there. She wanted to train them, to understand them, to connect with them. Years of study, internships, and hands-on work at marine parks led her to Malow, Ocean Haven's star orca, towering, powerful, temperamental. He had been captured young, trained for performances, and forced into routines. He knew every cue, every spin, every leap. But he also had moods no human could predict. Other trainers whispered about him. He lunged at the staff. He ignored commands. He thrashed violently during feeding. Some called him unpredictable. Some feared him. Some begged management to limit his interactions with humans. And management always said the same thing. He's our biggest attraction. We can't risk removing him from the shows. But with Jessica, Malow behaved differently. He seemed calm, responsive, and even affectionate. She called him her big boy and believed their bond could withstand his instincts. She believed love and routine could tame a 12,000-pound predator. She meticulously recorded his behaviors, noting mood changes, feeding preferences, and reactions to commands. Yet cracks were beginning to show. Malow had moments of aggression that no bond could prevent. He lunged at other trainers. He slammed against the tank walls with terrifying force. One junior trainer filed an internal report. Another requested that he be removed from live performances. All of these warnings were ignored. The week before the tragedy, Jessica confided in a colleague. "He's just moody lately, but he knows me. He wouldn't hurt me." She was wrong. July 6, 2011, a sunlit California afternoon. Ocean Haven was packed with over 2,000 guests. Children clutched stuffed orcas. Cameras clicked. The ice cream melted. The announcer introduced Jessica and Malow. She stepped onto the platform, smiling, confident, unaware that this day would end in horror. The show began perfectly. Malow followed every cue, spins, splashes, leaps, a flawless performance. Then came the final routine, their synchronized swim. Jessica dove in, Malow circled. It was a crowd favorite, a routine they had performed dozens of times, but Malow stopped circling. He rose behind her and in a flash clamped his jaws around her torso. She didn't scream. Not a sound escaped. The water exploded into chaos. Crowds shrieked, parents shielded children, cameras shook, trainers scrambled, throwing buoys, fish and poles, desperately shouting commands. Malow ignored them all. For over 30 minutes, he held her beneath the surface. Every thrash was deliberate, calculated, almost ritualistic. It was not blind rage. It was purposeful. He spun her, pulled her away from the air, and dragged her deeper into the pool. And when he finally released her, she floated lifeless. Her ribs were crushed, her spine fractured, her lungs filled with water, her body bore marks of prolonged, methodical violence. If you think the horror ends here, you're mistaken. Make sure to like and subscribe because the next moments reveal the grim reality no one outside the park ever saw. The official statement called it a tragic accident, but insiders knew the truth. Malow had shown warning signs for years. Internal reports documented his aggression, his unpredictability, his violent outbursts during shows and feeding sessions. Management had dismissed every warning in favor of profit and spectacle. Malow wasn't new to tragedy. Before Jessica, he had been implicated in previous incidents. He had seriously injured staff, dragged them underwater, and left scars and bruises in his wake. But those incidents were quietly buried, classified as accidents, nothing to alarm the public. To the guests, Malow was a showpiece, somewhat of a star. Behind the scenes, he was a predator learning, waiting, and calculating. Every cheer from the bleachers, every gesture from trainers, every slip or moment of vulnerability, Malow recorded it all. Not trained, not performing, watching, learning, waiting. The aftermath was devastating. News crews swarmed Ocean Haven. Animal rights groups protested. Former trainers spoke out about abuse, silenced warnings, and the culture of fear. Ocean Haven closed within 6 months. Malow was relocated to a semi-wild sanctuary, far from trainers and crowds, forced into confinement. But the questions lingered. Was this instinct? Or did Malow understand exactly what he was doing? Was it a final act of revenge for a lifetime of confinement and forced performances? Some whispered it was rage, others vengeance. The trauma of being torn from his pod, imprisoned in concrete and performing endlessly for applause, did it fuel his actions? And did Jessica, in her trust and love, misjudge the line between human connection and wild instinct? Malow remained a cautionary tale. Experts warned about the dangers of human interaction with apex predators. Trainers were never allowed in the water with him again. The public never saw the full footage of the attack, the evidence sealed by legal and corporate hands. The horror of Jessica's final moments was more than physical. It was a warning, a lesson about the fragility of trust, the danger of ignoring instincts, the cruelty of confining the wild for entertainment. Even today, those who witnessed the attack speak of it with a haunted reverence. The bond Jessica believed could protect her was shattered. Malow, a creature of instinct and intelligence, reminded everyone that the wild does not forgive. Was Jessica's trust in Malow her greatest strength, or the fatal choice that sealed her fate? Did the wild simply remind her of its power, or was there something more calculating behind that final attack? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.